Wednesday morning, about 10 o'clock. It's almost dark out here. All morning. Rain, 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 rain. This is the tail end of the hurricane or tropical storm, whatever it was. It's on up into Mississippi now, but it's pulling moisture out of the Gulf right over top of us. And all the way up through Alabama too. I know some of y'all up there are getting the same thing we're getting. Nothing serious, I don't think. Just rain, 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 rain. It's got to end one day. So I can get this grass cut and my boat fixed and go fishing. But it'd be alright. We'll see some knives here in a little while. Alright, here's a little tip for you all that gun blue. You don't need very much. My experience is when I pour it out in there, I either pour too much or not enough, and you get done, you hate to waste it, so you pour it back in, and that contaminates your gun blue. So if you get you an eyedropper, these are available at any pharmacy, or even Walmart I think's got them. You get your gun blue out, it's a little bit like that. Use that eyedropper. That way you can add a little bit if you need it, and chances are you won't get too much. It doesn't take a lot. Just like that. And I am a gun blue fan. I really like gun blue on blades. Ferric chloride is very good also, which I have some of that too. But mainly if you use Damascus, it's when you really, really want the ferric chloride. But it will work on these too. Just takes longer. More steps. And when I get these done and get them ready for rinsing, I will get on the leather. And we'll see that in a little bit. And if you was wondering, yes, it is still raining all day long. It's almost 4 o'clock, it's still raining. One more tip on your knives. This is for my young knife makers that are following the channel. On your spine, take your Q-tip, plain old Q-tip. Now these are store brand Q-tips. You get, I think there's 5,000 in a thing for $1. Doesn't have to be anything all that expensive, because you're going to use it once and throw it away. Just take your Q-tip and do your spine, just like that. Nothing to it. Just like that. Happy Friday, everybody. I was going to do a celebration video that it finally quit raining. We've had almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We've had a half a day of no rain, but the sun is out in full force, and it is hot and humid. All that moisture is coming back up. That's okay, we'll take it, because there's another big thunderstorm just to the north. It'll be here in a few minutes. Now, I spent half the day, I ain't been home long. There's the thunder. Uneventful trip over to the VA. Traffic wasn't bad. I was the first appointment at the pulmonologist. Did my lung capacity test. Some of y'all's had that done where you sit in a little glass booth and you breathe in and out, until you almost pass out. But that was interesting. But only took about half an hour. I was in there and out. I went and took care of some more business. Went to lunch with my grandson at his school. They had a grandparents lunch day. And let me tell you what, there is some grandparents involved in that school. And that's very, very cool. It was packed out. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see, let me show you what I got done. Or what I got did. Use my proper English. For you grammar police out there. Scabbards are made. Knives are done except for final sharpening, which I'm going to do here in just a very few minutes when I turn the camera off. My thoughts on my new sander. Not grinder, my new sander. I like it. Thank you again, BC Truck, and all your subscribers that buy from Amazon. He made a crack in the last video about my Chevrolet truck, and I don't know how to respond. I wasn't going to talk bad about Ford trucks for 3 days. So I got this on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I won't talk bad about Ford trucks till tomorrow. No, it has worked out very, very good. The power this has versus the power of that one is just unbelievable. It's like getting out of a Chevrolet truck and getting into a GMC. So, there you go, Brad. This side disc over here, just absolutely perfect. I think I've used this side more than I had that side. That's what I worked the handles on these knives with, down to the final sanding stage. Very, very, very pleased. Very happy with it. I can't say thank you enough. So I've said it enough. Y'all probably heard enough, so thank you. Alright, I promise you I will have some finished final sharpened knives in a little while. And I have started the pocket knife project, and I have that videoed also. I may get to some of that, more of that this afternoon. Not much more to do on it. Or I may wait till tomorrow. And got an order this morning. I'll get that taken care of this weekend, I hope. And I'm wide open on orders, folks. I don't have anything. So if I don't get any orders by the end of the weekend, I'm going to start creating again. I do want to do something different with a few of the sheaves, though. And I've got all kind of goodies to use for that. So maybe that'll come up next week. I'll show you some final knives here in a little bit, and I'm going to wait for that thunderstorm to get here. It could not happen, could it? We could not have one day without rain. Oh well, we're thankful for the sunshine we had this morning. It cooled it off real good, this little shower rolling through. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Well, before I show you all the final finished products, I had another question about sharpening. And there's another sharpening video that goes into a little bit more detail than this. I'll try to find that one and send you the link to see that. But when I get done final grinding, I'll do a sharpening on the micro belt. Then I'll go back with this Arkansas stone. Now I'm breaking this one in. This is a new one I picked up. I have my original that I got when I was 14 years old. I still use it also. What you want to do, you can use this with a water stone, oil stones. Some people like to use sandpaper. That works too. Lay that knife down flat pick it up until you find your angle. Just drag it right back across. And you'll feel a resistance. What you're doing, you'll raise up a burr on either side of the edge. Until you get used to it, lay that blade flat every time. But I do this so much that I can feel it like it is. Okay, you'll feel a resistance. Alright, the resistance is going away. And you turn it over. And do the same thing. Now keep going like that until both sides are, you don't feel any resistance. And this one's almost there. Now oil stones, I use machine oil, but you can use almost any kind of oil. Olive oil, vegetable oil. You can even use oil for like air tools. That's a real light oil. You can use that. Or even on these Arkansas stones, you can use water if you want to. In my opinion, oil is the best. And what's always worked best for me is the 3-in-1 machine oil. Because that's what I was taught. I was taught to use that. And I started sharpening knives and carrying pocket knives when I was 7 or 8 years old. Have always been fascinated with knives, as you can probably tell. But I think we're just about there. When you don't feel any resistance, wipe it off, wipe your blade off, give it a check. Alright, that is very, very sharp. Now this is a homemade stroke. It's just a piece of leather glued to an old piece of 2x4. Now you can use your belt. If you got a leather belt, you can use that. You can use a razor strap. Now in the barber shop, they got that big leather strap hanging on the chair where he'll stroke his blade. You can use one of those. You can make one of those. If you're out in the field, you can use your leather boot. That kind of thing. What I do is turn it up pretty sharp angle. Or you can even, if some sanders like a 1x30 or even larger sanders, you can order a leather strap, leather belt. You can use that if you want. I prefer to do it by hand because leather belts, like for a 1x30, like $25-30 a piece. And if you get your angle wrong and you slip, you will cut that thing in half and it'll be no good. Ask me how I know. So I prefer to do it like this. And the better you get at it, the faster you can go. Which going fast don't mean it doesn't make any difference. You can go slow if you want to. You'll get to where you feel absolutely no resistance whatsoever. And that right there will cut. Get finished sharpening your knife. Take your oil. Doesn't matter what you want to use. You can use gun oil even. I put a heavy coat on there. Just like that. That is a sharpening tip. Now I'll try to find another video and reply to your comment, to where if your blade's really dull or really boogered up, I go into more detail on that. I didn't ignore your comment, I just hadn't had time to get to you. Alright, cool. Alright, we'll see them all in their finished up state here in just a few minutes. As promised, we got some finished knives to look at. Now this first one is from my big brother Larry over on the east coast of Florida. Y'all seen Larry in some of the earlier videos out fishing. I went over to his place and he came over here, and he's coming here soon to pick this one up. This is a creek skinner, and he wanted creek skinner on the scabbard. There is a raccoon and some barbed wire. Maker's marking all on the back, like always. There's your creek skinner. Now this handle is dark walnut. Very, very, very good material. And I have a limited supply of that, but I do have a little bit more if somebody wants one like that. Now all these sheaths are dipped in hot oil dip, and rubbed down with neep oil, and brushed down with my handy dandy boot brush. This is what I used, first one I ever saw. I was in basic training. I went ahead and I had it put away, I dug it out, might as well use it. Made in the USA, genuine horsehair, very good brush. Now the next two are trades for the rattlesnake skins that I got. There's your fillet knife. Now this is a deluxe sheath for a fillet knife. Normally don't make them in this kind of leather, but I did. There you go right there. This is a mahogany handle, brass pins, and it will have a little bit of leather dust on it on the inside until it gets used a little bit. This thing will cut, guaranteed. Right, there's your fillet knife. And you also want a J-nail skinner. Neck scabbard. Here's your J-nail skinner. Now this one is in crown stag. Oh, look at that. Ain't that pretty? Same thing, very sharp. And all these are coming out tomorrow morning, going to the post office in the morning, which is Saturday the 8th, I think. Now these next two, another J-nail skinner, my buddy Ron. Antler handle. This cap on the end, that's a walnut cap. There you go. And you also wanted one of the sawtooth blades. That style right there. There you go. Same thing, very sharp. And also made you a deluxe scabbard for yours. Maker's mark. There we go. finished knives for today. Now, like I said, I got one order. I got a J&L Skinner on order. I have a very nice oyster knife that I'm going to do here in the next couple of days. Don't miss that one. That's a good one. And I have 3 or 4 forging projects. But the forging projects, they're just going to have to wait till it cools off a little bit. And people that order those, you guys, y'all know, we've already talked about it. It's got to be cool weather before I can get out there and fire the forge and do all that. But that is coming up. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm wide open on orders, and I could really use some. So if y'all want something, especially Christmas type presents or anything like that, please let me know now while I've got time to do them. I've got a lot of work to do around the house here, which I'll fit that in as I can. Same thing with that, was if it's too hot I can't do it. But I'll have to jump out of the shop and do that when I can. So thank y'all for staying with me through this video. I know it sort of jumps around a little bit, but that's the way I do things. How things happen, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take these in and get them packed up. I'm going to see if I can find me something to eat. I think Mama's got something cooking. Normally does. She makes me eat all the time, makes sure I have clean clothes and all that kind of stuff. So. And I have an appointment with my barber either tonight or tomorrow. I've got to get this mop cut off my head. It's aggravating me. And I have not been to a barber shop in probably 25 years because Mama's my barber. She cuts my hair. And I've told her this time to cut it, get it going, all of it. Well, not all of it, but, you know. Anyway, it gets on my ears, it starts to bother me. Alright, I'll stop rambling. I thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support. Get your orders in if you would, please. Not going to be bashful, I'll tell you, I do need them. I've got shop bills to pay. And all kind of stuff to do. So this is what I do. So thank y'all for your support. And I thank you for watching. And I will see y'all in a day or two.